Alright guys, this is my 95 Mustang GT. It's got a 333 base motor in it based off of a 302 block, Boss 302 with 4-bolt main with an S-trim supercharger on it. Tonight we're going to take and remove the S-trim and put the YSI trim on it. The car has been 962 at 135 and a quarter. We're hoping this will actually take it down to 590s in the eighth. Basic motor is the S-trim supercharger, Holley Systemax 2 intake, 80mm throttle body, Victor Jr. heads, comp cam, Boss 302 block. It's got a C4 in it, which we changed over earlier this year from a TKO 600. Best 60 foot so far this year has been a 135, which it went 962 on. So once we get the supercharger change, we'll see what happens. And here's a view of the engine as it sits now with the S-trim on it. It also has a methanol, cool mist methanol injection system on it. It's got the PMS for tuning. It's got a LM2 wideband O2 sensor on it. And here's what it sounds like running with the S-trim on it. Hopefully it'll sound a lot different once I change over to the YSI. When I first put this motor together, we dynoed it. It made 553 through the rear wheels, 552 feet-pound of torque, and that was with the TKO 600. We were going to do a before and after dyno, but time being as it is, that's going to have to wait till an after deal. Hopefully it will be well in the 600 range, if not more. Hopefully more. And here's a view of what the car looks like from underneath. It's got 3-inch exhaust on it with Dynamax mufflers on it. 3-inch all the way back to the dumps, long tube headers. We changed the gear from a 373 down to a 355 last year. Reason being because we went to the automatic when we figured it would pick up, which it did. And here's the YSI that we plan to put on this thing. Hopefully what we'll be able to do is remove a couple of bolts out of the bracket, slide the bracket forward, pull the S-trim out, drop the YSI in. Should take maybe an hour, hour and a half to do, and get the lines hooked back up and be up and running. On this S-trim we went with the Renegade style bracket, so hopefully all we have to do is remove a couple of bolts, slide the front part of the bracket forward, disconnect the discharge tube, disconnect the power pipe on the bottom half of it. We've already disconnected the oil return line, disconnect the return line, slide one unit out, slide the other one back in. Hopefully everything will line up and we'll be back up and running. Okay, we've got the S-trim out. It is on the left hand side of the screen and the YSI is on the right hand side of the screen. Pretty big difference. Okay, the YSI is installed. It took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to take. It took about 3 hours. One, I had to remove the front bracket in order to get the 2 bolts that actually hold the supercharger in place. Then I had to modify my discharge tube, which I've actually got the actual discharge tube for the YSI coming sometime next week. Once I get that, then everything should line up a lot better and a lot cleaner. And we'll go through and reroute one of the fuel lines, which is running over the top of it. We're going to have to reroute that somewhere else. And as you can see on the discharge tube, I actually had to add some up to it. And now we're getting ready to fire it up and see what it sounds like. Alrighty, there we have it. The YSI is installed on my 95 Mustang GT. Like I said in the beginning, it's got a 333 stroker motor in it based off of a 302 Boss 4-main block, Victor Jr. heads, Holley Systemax intake, 72-pound injectors, air motive eliminator fuel system from sump tank to rails, C4 with a 3500 stall in it, 355 gears. Thing has been 962 at 135. She has gone 970 at 139 in the past, so hopefully this will help me get my mile per hour back up, and we'll find out in a couple of weeks when we go to the Hangover Nationals at Richmond, Virginia, Richmond Dragway. All right, later.